Dear friends, welcome to Body Language and Travel Zone. In this channel, we want you to discover your own inner power, your own inner resources, to trust and learn your body language, to be confident, to be dynamic, to be charismatic. Today with us is our special guest, is one of the amazing 20 authors of the book Unstoppable Courage, the Europe's premier body language coach and mentor, Mr. Rene Deceuninck. Rene, welcome.
Thank you for the beautiful introduction. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
I was reading your career and your life journey, and I came up to something fascinating and significant, actually 5 significant elements that then I thought that, yes, that is the reason why Rene is the author, is one of the 20 authors of the Unstoppable Courage. And these significant elements are, of course, the courage, the optimism and the joy, the altruism that you're having, the perseverance that you're having, and the vocational adaptability. I would love to share with our audience glimpses of your life and career journey in order to see how your career were accelerating and why you are so resourceful. Thank you so much. So we are all here for you.
All right, awesome. Should I begin where it all began, or?
Whatever you prefer, whatever you like.
All right, awesome. So first of all, my name is Rene Deceuninck. I was born in Belgium at the Belgium coast and the Hollandish border in the north, in the corner there on the North Sea and Hollandish border. And it was an amazing time until I went to school. And in school, I was pretty much bullied and in such a way that I went home crying, and I went back to school in the morning against my own will. It was really a horrible time. And that went on in high school as well for a couple of years, not that long, but anyway, it went on. And that really was not a really funny time. However, unconsciously, we realized that it is building our discipline, it's building our characters, building our inner force. And but what happened is that when I turned 17 and a half, I thought like, hey, I'm going to join the Navy. And what happened is that people said to me, Rene, this is not for you. You are not smart enough. You're too dumb for this. This is for people who are intellectual. This is for people who can study. And I said, yeah, sure. And people were dragging me down. And we all have people like that in our life. They're dragging us down and they say, oh, this is not for you. You're not going to make it. And that happened to me as well, until I said, you know what, watch me, I'll show you. And what happened, in fact, is that I applied and I got in the Navy, and it was an amazing time in the Navy. Now I was walking around and looking at these people with stars and stripes, and I said, wouldn't it be great to become one of them? And okay, I said, listen, I'm going to apply. And I went home, I told everybody, and everybody again said, no, you got lucky. You're in the Navy, stay there. It's safe, it's secure, you're on your own, you got a good income. And I said, no, I'm going to apply anyway. And I say, yeah, but you're not going to make it. This is not for you. You have to study. I mean, honestly, me and studying was at that time was not really, we're not best friends. I didn't like to study. So they knew that and they applied it against me. And I said, you know what? Watch me and I'll show you. And I applied for sergeant and I got in as a sergeant. Now, 6 months later, I was in Germany. And even 6 months later than that, I was walking behind my own platoon in the armed forces in Germany. And I was like, isn't that amazing how people can drag you down and not succeed, but you, because of your will and your willpower, you just keep going. So what happened is that I saw these six packs, you know, these big guys with the six packs, you know, jumping out of airplanes. And I said, whoa, wouldn't that be something for me? And I went home and I told everybody, and I said, Rene, don't do that. They're going to drop you in war zone. You're going to get killed. And I wouldn't do that if I would be you. And by the way, you're too tiny to this, to that. And it was always something. And I said, you know what? Watch me. I'll show you. And I applied and I jumped a couple of times. I mean, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience to jump out of an airplane. And people said, yeah, but you got lucky. I said, yeah, kind of. I mean,
yes.
So what happened, I was one day sitting in an airplane, in a logistic aircraft, ready to jump, etc., etc., etc. What happened is that while watching the pilot, and I looked at the pilot, because in these airplanes, it's a C-130 Hercules, for those who know a little bit about airplanes, and it's a logistic aircraft. There's no doors in it, so you can see the navigator, you can see the pilot, and I was like, wow, wouldn't it be great to become a pilot? And I went home and said, oh, I'm going to become a pilot. And everybody like, no, 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 no. This is not going to work. No, 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 not for you. Okay. I said, you know what? Because they went on and on and on. You're not going to make it. You're not smart enough. And I said, watch me. I'll show you. And exactly 10 months later, I was flying my own aircraft. And I was like, isn't that bizarre or special, or people dragging you down, and they try to keep you where you are, and you got so much willpower. And it's like playing chess. You know, you're always 10 steps ahead. And when people say, yeah, you're not going to make it, you already know where you're going to end up, right? And as the late Wayne Dyer would say, what you think about on a daily basis is what you get, in fact. And people don't realize that. It depends on what you're thinking about. If you're thinking about all the bad things and all the bad finances that you have and all the bad people that you meet on a daily basis, you're going to get more of that. And if you think about your future and how bright it is and what you're going to accomplish, etc., and you're building and building, what you think about is what you get. So now later on, after a couple of years, I said, you know what, this is it. I'm done with the army. It's an amazing institution, but no longer for me. So I quit the army, and everybody said, you're crazy. You got such a nice career in front of you. And I said, no. I don't know. There's more out there. And in 1995, I started my own business. And that was a leap of faith. I said, let's just do it. But it didn't go like how I was thinking about it. I thought I'm going to have my own business, going to make a lot of money. I'm going to become rich. I'm going to da. And the opposite happened. I started my business, but I didn't become rich. On the contrary, it went very bad. And but you build and you keep building and you keep building and you keep paying the price, as they call it. And again, it's like playing check. It's about what you think about. And one day I said, listen, I'm going to buy a book. And in 1995, I bought my very first personal development book. And it was a book from Tony Robbins. And it was called, the English equivalent is Notes from a Friend. It's a very tiny book. You can read it in less than 2 hours. I read the book and said, wow, I want to end up with that guy. I want to meet him. I want to work with him. And everybody says, Rene, this is not going to work. This is so far away from you. He's a multi-billionaire in California. Today he lives in Florida, but this is not for you. Stop dreaming that big. And I said, you know what? Watch me and I'll show you. And that was the day in 1995, the 5th of October. I remember it like yesterday, the 5th of October. I realized that I had to prove myself to nobody besides myself. And I stopped proving myself to the world. The reason I proved myself all the time for other people, towards other people, was because I was bullied in school. And I felt so bad. And I said, you know what? I'll show you. And that's a normal reaction. But the day you start understanding that you don't have to prove yourself to nobody but yourself, that's the magic. That's the magic day when magic really happens. And, you know, years later, I ended up at a seminar with Tony Robbins, you know, the fire walk and all these things. And it was an amazing experience. And everybody was dancing and jumping and singing. And I said, what's wrong with these people, right? Yes. But after half a day, I was as crazy as them. So, but it was an amazing experience. I went home and I said, you know what? This is it. This is it. Now, build my company, and I started understanding that body language is an amazing area to be in, and more about that later. One day, I went to a seminar about health and wealth in Brussels, and it was a Portuguese guy. And he says, hey, Rene, did you learn something tonight? Long story short, I said, not really. I mean, we're in the same business, the same area. And he says, yeah, and your story you've been talking about, is this true? And I said, why? He says, can you prove what you just said to me? I said, yeah, of course, about the armed forces and stuff. He says, I've got something special for you, something amazing. It's only 8 people on the planet that had the opportunity. And I think you might fit perfectly in that opportunity. I said, what is it that you have? And I said, I can't tell you, because in those days, I still was a smoker
Ah,
I smoked cigarettes for a long period, for many years.
yes.
And I quit 7-8 years ago. And I said, you know what? Why can't you tell me? He says, this is for non-smokers only. And I said, what? And I went like, and I knew he had something very special. I didn't know what, but I could tell it was special. And I went home, and it took me 3 months to take that decision to quit smoking. And I quit smoking. I called him and I says, what do you have? He said, I'm going to send you an email. And he took him 2 weeks to send me that email. It's a long story, but short. And I got the email after 2 weeks, and it was an application for personal development, an application for personal bodyguard for Tony Robbins. And I said, what? I filled in the paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork I had to do, and I filled it in, sent it back. And he said, and I was in. And I said, wow. So I traveled with Tony for 2 years as his personal bodyguard, but also I was absorbing his knowledge. And if you walk behind somebody for like 2 meters or 3 meters, 2 years in a row, you learn so much. And then afterwards, I thanked him because I had my business to run. And he says, no, thank you for serving me, et cetera, et cetera. And I left. And that was the next step. I said, how can I collaborate with the guy? And I started chasing the people from Success Resources in Singapore, and where they went, I went. And I was also paying the price because I didn't earn anything. I was just going. And one day I approached the owner, Veronica Chu from Success Resources in Singapore, and said, Veronica, we have to have a chat. And she says, what? I said, you know what? I've been chasing you for so long, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And all of a sudden she says, you know what? Don't move. I'm going to call my PA. And she called her PA, and she said, take Rene's information. He's our new speaker on board. And I said, what? She says, you still want it, right? I said, yeah, of course. So what happened? I became a speaker in their organization. And the next question was, could you do some previews for Tony Robbins? I said, huh? So that was the next step. You remember when you die, what you think about is what you get. So I thought about collaborating with Tony. And I said, and years later, I actually collaborated with him. So I traveled the whole of Europe. I was in Denmark and Dublin and Brussels, everywhere for Tony, but also in Thailand and also in Australia last year. Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. And the funny part is that those people who told me that I was not smart enough and I was not going to make it, they're still where they are today, where they were 20 years ago, where they were 40 years ago, still in the same job, complaining, Friday night, going to the pub, Saturday have a hangover, Sunday family, Monday back to the job. And they still do that. Where I say like, wow, happy me, I didn't quit. But I played chess. I knew like a couple of how you call that? I was steps ahead of what I was doing at that very moment. And I was thinking about the things I wanted, not the things I don't want. And that made a whole difference in my life. Long story, isn't it?
No, it's anyway. A beautiful, amazing story. That is the reason that I want you to be here, because I find it very motivational for young people, because all of the people, it doesn't matter if it is young or older, because there is no age for me. If they are hearing their outside voices and their inner voices, that the inner voices are coming from the outside voices, I mean, the voices that they are not encouraging enough and supporting, in order to see your story, that is why you have an unstoppable courage, and to keep on dreaming, visualizing themselves in this. This will give them the opportunity to be these steps ahead than the other people, because the other people, they cannot be inside your head to see what you have vision, what you know, and what you believe and trust that you are going to do. Your story for me, it's amazing. And you are a role model for a lot of people, that they are going to hear your story and to keep on going, And of course, there is the vision, of course, the thought, the head, and there is the hand and the feet. You have to take action also. So you need also, and the heart, because you have also the heart. So you are an holistic approach of what you are doing. That is amazing. So we need the head, we need the heart, we need the feet. So thought, passion, and action. So, and you got all in the combination. That's why you have this acceleration and this, and you always did what you really wanted and you have in your heart. So let's stay a little bit again to the young people. I want you to give you some, if you want, one or two advices to people that they are starting now their own career. If it is, if you have in front of them these young people, what would it be? One or two advices for them?
I'm just going to add a little thing to my story, is that in 1994, I ended up being a single dad with 3 daughters. And the judge asked me if I was going to take care of my daughters, yes, or if I was able to do that. And I said, yes. I stayed a single dad with 3 daughters for 15 years. Those who think they can't make it or they can't do it, think again. Because I'm not really the most smartest guy on the most smartest guy on the planet. And I had the challenge with my 3 daughters, and I raised them for 15 years. And believe it or not, if I can do it, anybody can do it. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's just persistent, and like in that book that I was one of the co-authors, unstoppable courage, keep going, never quit. Now, for young people, the first thing I would like to advise is that if you close your eyes and you think about something that you really want to do before you die, would you get a smile on your face and butterflies in your belly? And if that's not happening, think again. I did that so many times, and each time I had butterflies in my belly and a smile from here to China, and I said, yes, I'm on the right track. So when I think about food, for example, because I'm teaching body language, I love body language with all of my heart. If you would take body language away from me, I'll probably die. Not literally, but you know what I mean, yes. Right? But if you would take food away from me, because I love food and I love cooking, I would probably die too. When I think about food, I get butterflies in my belly, like big ones, and a smile. That is what I would like to ask young people to do. If you're in a career, you're working for a company, or you start your own company, it doesn't matter, because if you think starting your own company is freedom and less hassle, it is the opposite. There's no freedom and it's working hard, right? You might create freedom in a couple of years, but in the beginning it's like 70, 80 hours a week, right? Hard work. And then it might happen that you're gonna get where you wanna go. So if you are a young person and you say, hey, I'm in a career, or I am starting a company, or I'm working for a company, and you close your eyes and you think about your daily job, what you are doing, does that give you a smile on your face and butterflies in your belly? And if not, don't quit your job. However, think about opportunities in the future. Because if you quit your job, you might lose a lot. And especially in these days, I mean, you don't quit like that. But yeah, that's one of the advices I give. Just think about like playing chess again. If you do what you do, where will you be in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now, in 15 years from now, right? And if you're 20 years old, you say, what the heck? I'm not thinking about 15, 20 years ahead. And I thought the same. And today I'm 55. And I said, or it went by in the blink of an eye. There was a guy from India, and especially for young people, there was a guy from India in a meditation, and he says, the time you have been given right now on this planet went by in the blink of an eye. The same amount of time will go by in the blink of an eye. That means if you're now 18 years old, when you turn, before you know it, you will turn 36. You will turn 72, like this.
Beautiful, amazing. I like it a lot. And since we are staying with entrepreneurs, with young people, and you say young people, also you mentioned young people that they want to start their own business. So let's go to entrepreneurship, because you are an entrepreneur, your own self. What is the first step? Let's say that there are a lot of steps. If somebody wants to start now his own business, what is the first step to think and to decide?
We all know Socrates, right? You know Socrates?
Yes, we know. Greeks know.
So the example of Socrates is very simple. He got approached by a friend of him, and he said, hey, Socrates, did you hear about 1, 2, 3, ABC? And he says, just a minute. Is what you're telling me the truth? And he says, I don't know.
Oh.
He says, okay, what you're telling me, is this good? Nah, not really. Okay. Is what you're telling me serving me? Nah, not really. Let's change the subject, said Socrates. Let's change the subject. And that's an advice to young people, is that my first question would always be, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Because a lot of people sell a lot of air and no actions.
Mm.
And for those who are selling a lot of air plus actions, what are the results? So the first thing really to think about is what's in it for me, and know your numbers. What are the results? And if the results are not what you liked, change your actions, change your results. But in the first place, change your questions. Because if you change your questions, you will change your actions. Your actions will change your result.
Beautiful. I like it. I like it a lot what you say, that if you see that your results, because you have to measure everything, I agree with that. All the goals should be measurable, of course. This is a smart goal. Exactly, I totally agree with you. And you have to give some time, your effort to try your actions, and then all the time to reinvent new things and to try and take another action in order to meet your results, the ones that you really want. I like it, what you have already said. Now, as a body language coach and mentor that you are, I would like you to give advices to other coaches and to other vendors from other fields or educators that they are using now their virtual communication. So through this small screen that we are also right now here together, and to give them advices how they can engage trust, how they can have engagement with their own coaches, mentees, or their own audience. So we travel to your body language.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that one. So the first thing, and especially in front of camera, what is very important is a certain amount of technical things to make sure that the light is good. The light is great. I can't show you right now, but I've got 2 of these square big lamps, right? One left, one right. And that gives the white light towards me. Maybe you can see it in my glasses, I don't know. But anyway, and the light is very important. Make sure that the light doesn't come from the back. I mean, you have some light behind you, but it's not disturbing, right?
Yes.
So if you still have that light,
I put the curtain on purpose.
Yeah. But make sure that the light comes from the front, not from the back.
Yes.
So that's the first thing. Make sure the sound is good, right? What I asked you earlier, should I put my air things in? And you know the sound is perfect, so that's okay, that's perfect. Make sure the sound is okay. So the sound and the light. Make sure people can see from a certain part of your body up. And make sure your head is not really touching the top of the screen.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, like a little bit of space. And why is that? If you keep from here up, people can see your hands, what you do with your hands. And what you do with your hands says an awful lot about you. Now, one thing more is that normally I should look into the lens. Now I'm looking into the lens. I'm looking to the people. I'm looking, hey, how you all doing? However, I've been looking to you, right?
Yes, I know.
That's
yes.
a mistake we all make. I make the same mistake.
Yes.
I mean, it's very important to have like how you got a post-it, yellow post-it with a red arrow on it, direction of the camera. So the beginning, right? So to do that, and what is very, very super important is that what I always give as an advice is make sure you are at ease. Nobody is disturbing you. First thing. The second thing is make sure what you eat and what you drink, to watch out for that. Because if you had just had lunch and you had a glass of wine, etc., and then you start your Zoom session, you might miss out on certain things. And people, believe it or not, and you know that too, Roxani, is that people subconsciously will absorb these signs. If they don't know nothing about body language, they will absorb your signs that you are sending out, because body language is part of the nonverbal. 38% is intonation, 55 body language is, and these numbers are, everybody is discussing about these numbers, but I'm following these numbers anyway. And that means that 93% goes through the subconscious towards the subconscious. So when I'm speaking to you, your subconscious mind is absorbing my subconscious mind, the signals that or transfer.
Exactly.
In terms of body language, intonation. If I would talk on a people will fall asleep. Intonation, right? Now, your body language and your intonation, those two together is 93% and is non-verbal communication. And that goes from subconscious to subconscious and transfers 40 million bits of data per second. So if that other person on the other end doesn't understand anything about body language, they will absorb your non-verbal together with your verbal, process it, and come back to you with an answer. That's how it works in general, right? Exactly. And yeah, so tips and tricks is like, have a smile, smile, have fun, and make sure you show your hands, and make sure you know the micro expressions. When somebody is walking by behind the camera, for example, you go, I'm exaggerating right now, right?
I know.
People will absorb these signs. We call them micro expressions. They only last a second, right?
Exactly.
And you're specialized in micro expressions. I don't have to explain it to you, but for those who are watching and listening to this, it's super important to watch out to be you in the first place, to make sure you have enough water, make sure you eat well, make sure you smile, make sure you have these technical issues solved, and then go online and people say, wow, people will be mesmerized about what you're saying, right? I've been doing this for 25 years now. It would be a shame if I would not be able to do this. But it is a fact, though, that people who are not really used to do this, make sure you did some preparation on paper. Make sure you have we call it a syntax, right? What are you going to say the first thing, the second thing, the third thing? I mean, super important. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you. I like it a lot. It's a very nice advice for people, that because now everybody is using virtual reality. Everybody, even if it is an employee to his manager, even if it is an educator to children, to school children, everyone is using it. And I love also the hands, the trust play. I love it, of course. The people, they have to use them to show their hands. I would like to hear, what is your motto in life? What is your motto?
My main motto has been years the same, and it's quitters never win and winners never quit.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you never give up. You just, and you know, if when you're at your deepest point in life and things are going very bad and everything is going against you, that is the moment of change. That is the moment when things will turn around, believe it or not. And I've been there a couple of times in my life as well, when things went super bad. And was it not business? It was a relationship. Was not relationship? Was business? It was always something. And I knew that at that deepest point, you get out of it anyway at some point, if you take action. Point in your life, finances are bad, relationship is bad, everything is going against you, and then people go like, oh my God, it's me, it's always the same, etc. Stop doing that. Think about, what if? What if I would be financially free? What if I would meet the love of my life? What if? Oh my God. And then you start thinking, when I ask people questions and they say, I don't know, the first question I ask them after that is, I know you don't know, but suppose you would know, what would it be? What is your next holiday? I don't know. Suppose you would know, what would it be? And they're going, but I still don't know. I know you still don't know, but suppose you would know, what would it be? They go like, maybe I would go to Greece or to Malta or Cyprus or whatever. Oh, you see, you said, I don't know. I didn't accept that. And I asked you a couple of times, suppose you would know. It's the same with you when you're in your lowest point in life and you don't know what to do. Ask yourself, suppose I would know, what would it be? Therefore, I say, quitters never win and winners never quit. And that's my motto in life.
Beautiful, beautiful. I like it. And I like also all these reflection questions that you just did. In order, this is more extra advices to young people to start to reflect to themselves and to making these what if questions in order to start their mind to put the goals and to dream themselves in the higher position than they are right now. I love it a lot. And I would love to hear if you're working any passionate project right now, Rene. If you're having, what are your plans? What is your passion right now? If you're working something at this period of time?
Oh, there's so many things I'm doing at the time. Entrepreneurship, you know, it's one I'm launching now is an affiliate program for what I'm doing, so people can make money. I made a video a couple of days ago about, it's not about network marketing, it's not about blockchain or crypto or whatever. It's about making money, and you don't have to invest a penny, because a lot of people right now are going through a bad period in life, and they're looking for opportunities. But what I see in all of these opportunities, you always have to invest, right? If you're in cryptocurrency or blockchain, you have to invest. Mining, you have to invest. All of these things, people should invest first and then get results. What I have something, and it's related, I'm going to give it for free like this. This is related with my affiliate program. And when people become an affiliate, right, you can make some money. And that might be something they said, hey, an extra money, why not? Some of them are going far with that. I mean, I got people who are really affiliate, and they go like fully forward. They're making a lot of money. So that is one. The second thing is I just finished launching the membership page. The third thing is that I've been invited to Dubai by a Lebanese journalist.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to Dubai. And one of the biggest projects I'm working on right now, been for the last 3-4 years, I've been working on that, is that I'm finalizing this project now, and we're going to start building it, is a wellness village in Dubai. Has nothing to do with body language, but that is one of the major projects I'm on right now. As the project, how should I say, I'm owning the project.
Yes.
So once that is up and running, you just come and have some fun in the wellness center.
Thank you, Rene. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
For those who are listening or watching this, this didn't come overnight, right? This is 25 years of hard work and hard thinking, and surrounding yourself with the right people, and get rid of the people you don't need. People who are dragging you down or sucking your energy out of you, and then just get rid of them and go with those who are like interested in you, what you do, in an honest way. And that's what I've been doing the last couple of years. I surrounded myself with amazing people, and people said, I had one example, for example, Thailand. They said to me, you're coming to Thailand, right? I said, yeah, I'm coming. They said, you do realize you will not get paid for that job? I said, yes, I do. I do know that. You are paying for your own flights. I said, I know that. You are paying for your own hotel. Nothing I could ever do in terms of investment. I've got a lot of people said to me, Rene, I wouldn't do that because people are taking advantage of you. I said, people are not taking advantage of me. I am investing in myself. And I went to Thailand, and I'm so happy and lucky that I did that. Is that what blew my mind is that all of these people attending that seminar in Thailand, in Bangkok, some of them said, hey, Rene, I want to know more. What is it that you have? And I had 25 entrepreneurs that said, Rene, you are coming. You have to teach us this. So I went back to Thailand afterwards, making good money.
I see.
And if I hadn't done that investment, I would never end up with that organization who hired me in the first place. Never end up with these entrepreneurs. Never end up through those people in a different network in Australia. And I could go on and on and on and on and on, right? Yeah. So what the projects I'm on right now are pretty big, but that grew through the years, right? And it's yeah.
So a big life project.
Yeah, kind
dynamic.
And it's playing chess. It's playing chess. You know what? I have a lot of respect for people who choose to be in a family situation, who choose to have a normal family with a husband and kids and stuff. I respect that a lot. But when you have a different dream, if you have different goals and etc., different story. You just go for it.
Yeah, you go for it. I like it a lot, and you encourage a lot of people, I think, today with your life story and with your personality characteristics and your inner power, of course, and inner resources. And I would like to thank you for being here, for accepting my invitation. And,
what a welcome. What a welcome. It's an honor and a privilege to share with you and share with the audience that is going to watch this. And I really, really appreciate your happy today. Right.
Thank you, Rene. Thank you so much. Take care. And I am watching everything that you're doing because it's pretty amazing and I like it a lot. So I will give all the details in order for people, if they want to contact you for any reason, if they want to ask you something, I don't know. I will leave on the comments below all necessary details in order and contact information. I'm wishing you to enjoy Dubai, to enjoy all your projects, and to keep on going. Bye.
Thank you so
Bye,
much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.